I'm Carrie Gatto with Keller Williams Realty, and today I have the pleasure of interviewing Libby Curtis Webb, who is the owner, founder, and guide with her business Forest Flow. Hi, Libby, how are you?
Hey, Carrie, I'm great. Thanks for having me today.
You're so welcome. I'm so excited to meet you. Could you start us off by briefly describing your business?
Yeah, absolutely. So, a little bit of the backstory is that I've been living in Somerville, in the greater Boston area for over 20 years. I'm originally from Southern New Hampshire. So, this general area is where I call home, and spent the last couple decades working in tech, which is not uncommon living in this area, and really loved it for a while, but had a sequence of events in my life, some various losses and things that made me really reevaluate. And as I went through that process, I realized that mindfulness and meditation were something that I had dabbled in, but realized that it was really quite important part of my resilience in getting through those rough patches, and that there really was an opportunity to go back and spend more time on that personal practice of mine. And because it was so helpful in my own growth and getting past some of those challenges, that I want to share that with others. So, oh, excuse me.
No problem. Um, yeah, that's really interesting. So, what would you say inspired you to start your business? Came from your own journey, and what kind of started that for you?
Yeah, so I had back in the 90s had started a yoga practice. It was kind of all the rage back then. And throughout the course of my life, I've always dipped back into that spiritual and sort of being present side of that practice, and realized that by spending time in nature, there's the unique connection of that presence and mindfulness that comes about. And so, under the heading of Forest Flow, I've brought together my love of nature and my strong interest in my own practice in mindfulness and meditation. And so now I offer mindfulness experiences around New England, primarily in greater Boston right now, and do those in the form of mindfulness in nature, where you may have heard of something called forest bathing. It's very similar to that, where we go out and engage our senses, mind body connection. There's some movement, and really finding that presence when we're in nature. I've also taken that and have an approach where we combine those different elements, but during the time of year when perhaps we can't be outside quite as much, we can do it inside, and through using guided meditation and other forms of relaxation for people to really be able to just take a break and relax and rest, but simultaneously combining that with some practices that help us through connection and community are able to find more joy and calmness and peace in life.
Nice. Um, so it sounds like do you do group workshops and
Yeah, exactly. So I've been offering some different group experiences. Mostly I'm working through the Right Lock Farm, which is really an amazing historic and organic farm right over in Winchester. It's about 6 miles from where I live, and it's been wonderful to connect with the community there. And I'm just starting to tap into our community here in Somerville and starting to offer some classes. I did a class for the Somerville Council on Aging back in the fall, and looking to do some more in some of the other areas where there's sort of cultural centers. Just still exploring some of those right now.
very, very cool. What are some things that clients say they love about what you do?
Yeah, um, a lot of people really say, I just feel so relaxed. And by offering the different practices that we work on in class, they've been able to carry those things forward and integrate it into their day-to-day lives. And what I've found, and a lot of the research that's come out around awareness and mindfulness is that people are truly just spending a lot of their time not fully experiencing life. And those numbers can be up to 50%. And I use that analogy. Have you ever driven down the highway and you get somewhere and you don't realize how you got there? It's where we get somewhat lost in this trance of just busyness or tension or whatever's on happening for each individual. And overall, I can almost imagine people, or I don't imagine, I see people coming into class, shoulders up, looking tense. And at the end, everyone's shoulders are down, their faces look refreshed and calm. Some people refer to it as transformational for them. So it's really just presenting these options, these practices in a way that's meeting people where they are and finding ways to incorporate that into daily life.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like from my own experience, I do meditate like 5 minutes a day, which isn't
Oh,
a lot,
that's wonderful.
but it's amazing how it changes your experience of time, because the day seems to go by so quickly, but then when you meditate, it's like time slows down. So it's, I feel like if you feel like you don't have enough time to meditate, then that means you should meditate more. Because it will
Great. Would you
slow
like
time
to
down.
do some advertising for me? Because that is spot
Yes.
on. That's exactly it. And even in my class on Monday, someone mentioned that they don't feel like they even have 5 minutes. And so I always say, just give me a minute, or just look at the spot where you might meditate at home. But they always laugh and say, I know once I've done it, I experience my day. I experience my life.
Oh, that's cool.
Sounds like you've had that exact experience yourself.
Yes,
Yeah,
definitely.
yeah.
Um, where are you? You're from Southern New Hampshire originally, you
Yeah,
said.
yeah. I grew up in southern New Hampshire, and I was fortunate in that it was a very wooded area where I could just go out and explore on my own. It was a different time, but I do feel as though that type of getting into the woods and not just observing, but really engaging in nature, whether you're at the ocean and you actually take your shoes off and put your feet in when it's cold out, or picking up rocks, or going into the woods and feeling the bark, or smelling the leaves. You're really engaging while you're there, not just the passing by approach that sometimes is the way those types of experiences happen for people. So what I like to do is really help people go a little bit farther in deepening those relationships.
Hmm. Anything exciting coming up that you'd like to share with people?
Actually, offering a half-day mindfulness retreat on March 19th, coming up in a couple weeks. And that is going to be a lot of fun. I'm also working with a local woman, Emily Reed, from a business called Seasonal Intentions. And she really helps folks with thinking through how your overall routine and activities can blend as we evolve with the ever-changing seasons. So that's something that's coming up that's exciting. And then also later this spring, I'm going to be offering some more experiences that are family friendly. So a family or group of friends. So groups could come together and we'll do different activities. One of the things that I love doing is creating nature mandalas. So we'll be doing some of that together. We'll be gathering up what we find along the way and then coming together and creating the nature artwork together. And then for those people that are interested, sort of taking a memento of it, maybe some pictures and things like that.
That sounds really, really fun.
Yeah.
Um, so you're located in Somerville, and you do a lot of the offerings in the greater Boston area right now. You mentioned Right Lock Farm. Any other like?
Yeah. I've been offering my class at the Moda Studio, which is a fitness and co-working wellness space in Union Square. And I'm also talking to some other businesses in the Somerville area about offering my class there. And then separate from that, I also do corporate events. So last week I was working with a local business. It was their Employee Appreciation Day. So they were offering a mindfulness session for all of their employees as a way to relax and prepare for their weekend ahead. So there's all kinds of things that I'm working on, and I love working with different groups and connecting and understanding, what are they trying to accomplish and how can I support them in that.
That's a great idea. Seems like it's very, very needed.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. So I'm definitely hoping to do more of that. When I originally founded the business, my goal was to help bring this type of experience to folks that work in tech, because that's what I did for so long. And I know that there is a very strong need. I think one of the things that's a little bit unique about working in technology is that you use technology and your work is in technology, so you're almost never away from it. And so I definitely see an opportunity there for people to be able to disconnect a little bit, connecting more with themselves and with nature, as opposed to always being at the computer.
Yes, awesome.
Yeah.
Well, how can people get in contact with you and or learn more about the details of what's going on?
Yeah, the best place is my website, which is forestflow.com. I'm also on, all the channels, the Instagram, and Facebook. I have a YouTube channel that I just started, just some free videos for that people can use as just 1 to 5 minute meditations, just an easy way to practice at home. And I also have a newsletter. So if anyone's interested in staying in touch on what my schedule looks like, that's the best place to find out what I'm up to.
Excellent. Well,
Yeah.
thank you so much for sharing.
Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it. It was nice to connect and talk.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you so much for watching, and please reach out to Libby to learn more. Have a great day. Bye, everyone.
Bye.